have no talents as a marriage counsellor. Robert Lacey again.
There was no doubt on her part that gruff and stern though Philip could often be, that his motives were of the best, and she appreciated that.
Sitting alongside the Queen at a banquet celebrating their golden wedding anniversary, Prince Philip paid this tribute to their children.
Like all families, we went through the full range of pleasures and tribulations of bringing up children. I'm naturally somewhat biased, but I think our children have done rather well under very different and difficult and demanding circumstances. I hope we can be forgiven for feeling rather proud of them. And I'm also encouraged to see what a good start the next generation is making.
Philip was rarely photographed after his retirement, but when he was, it was invariably at a key moment in the lives of a member of that next generation. In 2018, still recovering from a hip replacement, he surprised many as he walked unaided from the car into St George's Chapel to watch Meghan Markle walk down the aisle to marry Prince.
Trying to think of something to say, but on top of that, memories going. I can't remember names and things. Yes, I'm just sort of winding down.
Well, Sir Nicholas Soames joins us now, former Conservative MP, grandson of Winston Churchill, for a time also equerry to the Prince of Wales and someone who knew the Duke of Edinburgh for more than 50 years. Good afternoon, Sir Nicholas.
Good afternoon.
How will you remember the Duke?
Well, I'll remember him as a man of great good humour, wisdom, wit, charm, very well informed always, and with strong views. And I consider it one of the greatest in my life that I even knew. And I'm very sad with his departure.
Give us an example of the wit and the charm. That's not... I mean, you knew him personally. That's not often a word that we have associated with him.
Well, I can't really give you an example of his wit and charm. You just take it from me. Remember with Prince Philip that what the press used to call his gaps, which is a sort of shortcut for not sort of properly knowing or understanding, was really the fact that he was completely authentic with Philip. What you see was what you got. Former naval officer who saw action in the last war. Dispatches, who gave up a glittering naval career to be consort to the Queen. And he was a figure of his time and his year. And thank God for it.
And the two of them together, don't they? They embody the wartime generation, the idea of service and continuing service.
Yes, I think that is completely right. I think it was a life of devoted public service to his Queen and his country and to his family. And I think we owe him a very great debt for the rock of real sort of stability and confidence that he must have given the Queen when she first ascended the throne, and also I think that she gave to him. After all, Prince Philip had a pretty miserable childhood.
That stand out for you over the years that you knew him? Sir Nicholas?
You were talking absolute rubbish. He told you so, and he was pretty much, generally speaking, always right. My memories of him really are he was the father of one of my great friends, and he was always incredibly kind and courteous to me. And I'll never forget that when I was commissioned into the British Army in 1967, on the day of my commissioning, I had a letter from Prince Philip. And that's something I'll never forget.
Here to lose the smog, and I feel just like a cog in something turning.
He understood very well the differences and complexities of public life. And he behaved always absolutely immaculately. And I think he's always been
Half a million strong. Everywhere there were songs and celebration.
That stability gives the Queen the ability to do all that she has done for the nation over the years. It's sort of the rock that her service is a big part of.
I think you're completely right, Michelle. I think he gave her great stability and confidence. I think his judgment was by and large very, very good. And I think he had something that we
much of it in such a in such a situation.
Sorry, Frank. I was watching last week a documentary with Lady Pamela Hicks. It was absolutely fascinating. She's basically the Queen's best friend, and she talks about their relation and what it was like. And you saw differences between the Queen and Prince Philip before her father died, and then afterwards when she had to be when we saw this in The Crown too. She was so carefree and so they were very much in love. It was amazing, really.
We mentioned earlier on, Mike, that this party will sort of resonate with a younger audience that maybe would have done before The Crown. The Crown have seen that story. It is a fictional representation of it, but I think people who've watched that, maybe a different generation of people who wouldn't have that story to that extent.
Well, I was just wondering, because you've obviously seen, I mean, you know the Prince of Wales very well, you've known the whole family for a long time. What about the most important sort of guiding principles for him as far as his children were concerned and his relationships with them?
Well, I
Need it for another day, and all I ever knew.
It's Brian Adams. You're listening to Magic this afternoon, where we have had a change to our music and programming following the death of His Royal Highness Prince Philip. And as a husband to Her Majesty the Queen, he was by her side for more than 70 years, which is extraordinary. And their wedding back in 1947 was seen to raise the nation's spirits following World War II. Beautiful images being shared across news platforms and social media of that day today. And though they were married in their 20s...
And all I ever knew, only you.
outside Windsor. And despite the fact that the Prince had been out of the public eye for
3 years, and she has now lost the one person who could be truly honest with her.
Yes, that's the one person who knew her as an equal, because yes, he did walk behind her, yes, he did, swear. Will be a huge loss, as it would be for anyone with a relationship lasting so long.
We were hearing from Sir Nicholas Soames about the way the love that his children have for him, and it said that they got.
These people have been paying their respects outside Buckingham Palace, where the flag is flying at half-mast this afternoon.
I just thought it was really important to show respect.
Presented by Edward Sturgeon. But from me, Michelle Hussain, and Sarah Montague, good afternoon, and Tom Sanders will have the news headlines in a moment.